Welcome to the Everyday Magic Podcast. I'm Anya Rock.
And I'm Dr. Sophia Trivena.
We've been best friends for 25 years, united by the belief that no matter what life throws at us, we can always find the magic. Join us every week as we dive into our most intimate conversations about sex, money, intuition, and building our company, Sofanya, a merger of our names and the best of us.
Oh, goddess. I'm so excited.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's so good to be here because I feel this huge energy. Do you feel it?
Yeah, we had a nice little dance break.
Okay, maybe it's that too. We put on some really fun, girls just want to have fun and had like a playful fun dance, but then the erotic playlist kicked in and we got down. It was fun.
Yeah. I'm all about the dance break. I really feel like getting into your body, moving, celebration. It just feels like we shifted the energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm really, amazing. I feel it. And I feel like glimmers of possibilities. Like, I feel like I define this in my book, but now I'm hearing a lot of people talk about it. Glimmers being these possibilities on your path that just feel almost impossible, but then you actualize them. They're potential. And so just before this, you drew this card.
I did. Yeah. Read it for us.
It is the bud. Potential, promise, it's about to happen.
I want to just say, I love that using the same deck over and over because I feel like my energy gets infused in the deck and I really get to know the cards.
Right.
We always pull from this rose deck.
I love the rose deck.
There's like a familiarity with it, right? And I'll go there was a time when I kept pulling one card no matter how much I shuffle.
Yes.
Keep pulling the same card.
Yes.
So I think there's something, not everyone pulls cards. It's not like an everybody everyday thing.
Right.
But I love it for just what is something I can anchor into, give me a message, asking for, what's next on my path. And as we sat down, it seems to be today, we've, just really enjoyed this. It's almost like it takes both of our energy and brings it into one when we pull a card together.
Yes. I love this.
Do you want me to read the bud?
Yeah, sure.
What it's about? Because I think it's actually beautiful.
Yeah. Maybe I'll leave this here for a little sacred altar for our session.
Beautiful. Potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going. A bud is an embryonic swelling of the stem of the rose that has the potential to develop into a flower, leaf, or shoot. In temperate climates, plants form resting buds that are resistant to the brutal frost. The bud is the promise of what's to come. It's the physical manifestation of the seeds that we've been holding deep in the earth, nurturing and dreaming through the fertile void of winter.
Ooh, the fertile void of winter.
Now we find ourselves in the inner season of spring, and the bud is beginning to realize what it was always destined to be, but it still requires tending in order to bloom one day soon. This is a card of encouragement, potential, excitement, and hope. And I feel like this is the perfect card. It just feels so in Sofanya energy, you and I in our individual paths, really coming into our purpose. The guidance we both received that we were both just going to shoot up.
Yes.
And Sofanya was going to be the merging of both of our energy as we really step into each of our own purpose, intention, mission. It's like we're really finally in the ascension.
We got the calling a year ago, and we have been doing such hard work of clearing everything that's not the match of that vibrational glimmer so that we can rise towards it. And we have, if I talk about the last year, I would say 75% of the days I've had some level of panic attack in my sleep or waking up of something around the journey of what I'm letting go or what I'm letting in. Some of it to do with Sofanya of that day that I was like, oh my God, what about the manufacturing or et cetera, right? Yeah. So there's some things like this. And then there's other things like how, when we got pitted kind of against each other in the operating agreement and we had to look at so many gross things, but then had the breakthrough and we're like, let's look at those gross things and make an awesome operating agreement. All of it has turned into breakthroughs. All of the crunchy spots have turned into the pivot, the next step, the miraculous meeting the next investor on the plane. It has been a journey, and I had more fun than imaginable. We have laughed, we cried by the swimming pool, we have closed our eyes and gotten downloads of beautiful visions for packaging and colors, and we've just had the full spectrum of it, right? But so much of it has been so new, and it's been so kind of finding our way through the darkness, but things are starting to form. Like we have a podcast. Like it took us months to put the studio together. And now we sit here in a rhythm. We have our, beautiful rolling gold racks. We put our clothes on. I hand put together our jewelry holders so that we can assemble our jewelry for our filming. Like all these little touches are now our life.
Yeah.
And we're kind of getting the blooming and the upshoot of all these ideas and seeds we planted. Like we're just seeing the packaging. We're just starting to look at ordering the first, actual products. We're looking
like
at
when we first saw the website and we were like, it's real.
Oh my,
it's such a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's perfect season, right? Like we talked about on earlier episodes, both of us really shedding and letting go. I've been in a hard season myself through divorce, through challenges that have come up, medicine that different people in my life have been for me of reminding me to hold my boundaries, to listen to that inner knowing, right? All of these things I can look back and go, okay, there's been some.
We both let go of relationships that we could have started, but we let them go before they really did. I published 2 books. You got a book deal. Like there's been so much going on. We both had to completely reform our relationship with our finances. We both invested in this. I've had to let go all of my clients, work only on Sofanya, and then get guided to let in a whole new wave of clients at a totally different offering, totally different price point. I'm getting guided again to change that price point again and raise it and let in a whole different type of client. Like there's been a parallel journey with us. And, you just had your divorce. You've been doing that paperwork. We're both fairly new to LA and West Hollywood and navigating our way. And we've got to have membership at one of the most fun workout social workout clubs in the city. We're just having such a good time. We have our favorite restaurants and spots where they welcome us and know us by name and give us hugs.
And it's been a season, a winter. We have been in the winter.
Absolutely.
And spring
is
here.
Coming. Yeah. So I follow the seasons, as in I can feel the energy shift. When Labor Day comes, we go into the dying season, like the leaves coming off, right? So it's like September, October, November is a lot of identity death, shedding, like there's an intensity.
It was rough.
No, it was a rough one for me too. It was a really.
Wasn't it like the identity of the identity? Like it was
like a double layer. Yeah.
This year was
really intense. And then at the end of November, the energy shifts. And now you go into what I call magic season, where you're more close to divinity. So for December, January, and February, you're really a lot closer to your higher self, but it's really hard to make things move in the physical realm. So a lot of things get stalled and they're just like the seed is just sitting there not doing anything, but really inside it's germinating. It's getting ready to burst. And it's just getting those first tendrils going, like the seeds that might find its way to actual real growth or like finding its strength and getting ready, but it's not doing it yet. And then March comes, April, May, I call growth season, action season. This is everything that was latently sitting there is now ready to go. All the preparation, all the ducks in a row, all the financing, all the getting the taxes done, all getting the paperwork organized. All of this is for us to burst forward. And we're in like the first few days of this. We're really, and you're fresh on, this new chapter. We have all these things coming together for Sofanya. We've just launched the podcast. I feel like we could use this whole entire episode to tune in with the angels like we do. Like when we come and we're in that really expansive place and we just start asking all sorts of questions with our intuition about what's possible. And this is why my memoir is called Life Beyond What I Know. Is beyond the mind there are possibilities that we can't even imagine. Imagine us a year and a half ago, even imagining that we would have a podcast, that we would have a company together, that we'd live in the same building, that we'd have an office and a studio in that same building. Like we couldn't have imagined, but we could have sat there and projected ourselves forward and say, what is possible? And I had done that 8 years ago, and I saw myself in Los Angeles, and I could not believe I was seeing this. I saw television cameras on me. I could not believe it. And here it's happening, right? Before I moved to Hawaii, I'd never stood on a stage in my life. And I saw myself on stages with hundreds and thousands of people looking at me. And within months of me being there, I was on a stage like that every week for 10 years. I'd love to go in and find out when we close our eyes, what future possibilities, what buds want to happen, potential, promise, it's about to happen. I just say we go in and ask the angels to show us what's about to happen for us.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, great. I saw very vivid things. What about you? Yeah.
So I don't see things quite the same way you do, right? I'll see things, but I also get like feelings.
Me too.
And
Me too.
I feel like my assumption is that you have like much more, like you get kind of very strong visual or like maps and grids and schematics.
I get schematics.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just saw like my home and like the door closed and I saw it open and just like things like flow.
Okay, wait a minute. So you saw your home and the door was closed? Or you saw it,
door.
You saw it closed?
No, it was closed and it opened.
That's what I missed. Okay, so you saw your home that you currently have now that you really just moved into
within a year ago.
Which is like another huge thing. You moved in the midst of all this.
Yeah.
So you saw your home with the door closed and you saw it open. Okay, tell me more.
And just like it felt like the flow, like the ease of all the things that have felt so hard, and like the constant sort of patience of like, what's the lesson here? What am I being? Oh, it's just patience. It's just getting through this. I spent the other day like just tuning in over and over. Like, is there something I'm supposed to know? Why isn't this working? Like, why isn't I'm refinancing a mortgage? And literally the lender was like, we're just literally chasing paperwork that doesn't exist. Like, we can't explain why this isn't happening on this day. I'm like, okay, well, do I just surrender? Right? It's just sort of these things that feel really difficult. And I just saw it kind of like, okay, it's all going to get easier. It's all going to flow. And I saw you and I and like the weather turning and like us being outside again and speaking in front of people and people like turning and looking and listening. And I saw the flowers, right? We've talked about doing some fun things with flowers and just really like our voices and people kind of turning and hearing, maybe through the podcast, just everywhere that people like open.
Beautiful. I love this. I had a very similar thing. So I was smiling because the imagery was so instant and beautiful. So imagine like if a tree was like this big, but it was a flower stalk and we were tiny, like it was a flower, but we were a little small. And you and I were organizing all the dirt around it. Like we could see the little sprout and we were pulling the dirt back and we were organizing, we were packing it down and we were making it perfect. And then we
Much more vivid. You're like, we're tiny flower people.
Fair.
Case in point.
Total case in point.
Carry on.
Okay. And so, yeah, you're right. I have put 50,000 hours of practice into using visuals for intuitive information. Fair.
I always, I always say whenever I'm sharing our work together, I'm always like, this is what she does for a living. Like this is, you are so you have such a craft.
Right.
And such a mastery of this practice.
Right.
And I mean, there are times we sit together and I'm like, I can't get neutral, or I'm so crowded, I feel scrambled, right?
Right.
I don't have 25 years of practice.
Right. And you just do it so naturally though. Here's where I get hung up. Okay, factually, I've put 50,000 hours into practicing, right? And taking that information and testing it against true scenarios and getting validation, right? There's something to it, right? And it's also the most natural thing in the world. And I've sat with children and friends and you just get this big, vivid download. So it's almost like, okay, let's say like someone's had their eyes closed their whole life and then all of a sudden they open them. Like you can still see as well as me, you just haven't. And your brain's still organizing that it can see, but like it doesn't really take much for you to see the tree the way I see the tree. You just had your eyes closed. So in some ways, I also find everyone's a natural. And you're just getting over, you're getting over the blocks. And legit, like to get neutral and to be able to believe you can open your eyes and you're actually seeing what you see, sure. For sure. It's not nothing.
And usually I have to go through like it's like a file cleanser. Like I have to go through and be like, okay, like close that tab. We're moving up toward like something higher. Something
beyond what you know.
Right.
And
beyond the busyness and the noise of my mind that wants to be like, oh, it must be this.
Right. And every time I've ever taught people how to use their intuition in sessions, it'll come up sometimes. And I'll be like, because I can get the information, I'll just be like, okay, so try this or that. I'm like, tell me about my prom. And they're just like, oh, I see that you went with a friend. And I'm like, yeah, I went with a friend. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how did I know that? I'm like, how did you know that? They just said, it's like, I just knew all of a sudden. I could feel you. I could feel being at your prom, and I feel someone beside me and a guy, and it feels like he's platonic, but that's weird because I lost my virginity at my prom. So I wouldn't feel that. So if it's not my memory, then maybe it's yours. And I said, and it was. And she's like, that's all intuition is? I commonly get this, that's it. But I have that all the time. I'm like, yes, we all do. We all do. It's just learning to trust it and decipher it. And one of my tricks of knowing it's your intuition and not just your mind's projection is the more you focus on it, the more information you get. Whereas if it's just the mind and you try to go in and get detail, it pops away.
Tell me the difference then between when you're going into your intuition, are the angels always there?
I can do different things with it, but I am really tuned into the angel frequency. So I'm specifically with your intention is like the dial on the radio, right? So if I dial to your ancestor, that's a certain frequency, but I kind of can't hold that frequency. It's not my frequency. But if I can dial to the angel frequency. It's like, have you ever had your, like, when in the old school radio, just it would always sort of like get pulled over, or it could find one station really easily. The one that always comes clear for me is the angel frequency. And they can bring in ancestors and I can meet directly with them. But I've been with people and they're like, do you see that person standing beside you from 1820? And I'm like, I don't see that. Like, that's not my frequency.
Interesting. Because I've definitely sat with you and you're like, oh, the angels are coming and they want to tell me something. Like, it's very clear that you're channeling something. As opposed to other times we'll go in and you're like asking a question, but it's almost like you gather the information in a different way.
Yeah, for sure. They are sending me information rather than talking to me directly.
Okay.
Right. So when I feel them or see them, like, they will come in and I can feel 3 of them or 7 of them. I can feel sort of a number of them, and they're very big energies. And I've been with other professional intuitives when we're talking about it. They're like, they all say the same thing. I can think of 3 right now. They're like, oh my gosh, I just felt your angels for the first time. Like, my angels, I don't know, but and they're like, and they always say the same thing. They're so big, like they're bigger than any energy. For people that feel energy, they're a bigger energy than any of us have ever felt before. So I worked with one council of angels my whole life until I got the name Sophia, and then I worked with a different, like they merged with another group of angels that was way bigger. So when I go in, I can sometimes actually see them and feel them talking to me. And sometimes I'm asking about a scenario and they just kind of like give me a lecture, like in a classroom. They'll show me the diagrams and the feelings and the meaning and the thing I need to know. And it's all about how I frame the question. But angels can't go against your free will, and they can't go against the soul plan that you created, nor anyone's soul plan. So if there's 8 billion soul plans, as long as what my soul plan wants to do and someone else wants to do, then they can give answers about those things, but they can't take me off path and they can't take me somewhere I haven't asked to go. So I kind of have like this blanket thing with them, which is like, I want to know, I want to move as far and as efficiently and joyfully along my soul path as possible. And I'm willing to face any truth, any blind spot, any crunchy spot. So I'm always like, tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what would be the most direct route to it. And sometimes they're like, if there isn't a direct route, you just have to be patient, or you just have to go through this, you know? So I've accepted that too. But I would say in the 20 years of this practice, there's times where I'm really, really want to do something, and there's hunger or sleep or real need or real pain or real uncomfort, and I'll have to stay in it and still get the truthful answer that might not solve that thing. And that's where I really got my mastery in being able to get neutral, or to be able to use it about my own back surgery or about my own, you know, other people's like literal life or death situations. And I'm like, really, am I really going to use this right now to help this person make this $2 million choice? Am I really going to do this to help this woman, this 19-year-old who just had her boyfriend commit suicide, and he's here and wants to talk to her? Am I really going to use my gift for this? And can I do it? Can I not fall apart? When my dearest friend Kevin died and he wanted me to gather his friends and channel him for them when none of them even believe in this, it's like, can I really do this? And then I always am like, what am I accountable to? And I'm accountable to spirit first. And so I basically am like, I said to the angels and spirit and like Kevin and anyone on the other side, if you want me to do anything, only have me do it if the other person's going to be receptive. I don't want to be a punching bag, or I don't want a negative experience. But if you on the other side truly believe it's going to be a positive experience for them, that's I put the boundary on that. If it happens, I will believe it's going to be a positive experience for everyone. And it's only been that way the whole time. And once in a while, it will go sideways where someone doesn't want to hear it or whatever. It's rare. And it usually just means, okay, like they're still human, right? There's a 90% chance they were going to be great with this, but they weren't. But it's more like an outlier thing than leading me into a negative experience. So long story short is I've had a lot of practice of having to do it in really difficult circumstances. And I think that helps a lot. But besides that, everyone can do it. It's just like remembering.
Helpful.
Okay. So back to what I saw.
Okay.
I saw you and I clearing the dirt.
Flower people.
Yeah, the flower people were a little small. And then you talked about flowers. Like we have a lot of flower stuff coming up. But I saw us organizing the space, and then we felt good about it. We felt like that we'd set the soil in a good way, and we stood back and we put our arms around each other's shoulder, and we were hip to hip and really relaxed. And we saw the sprout, the flowers start to come through. And we were like, oh, it's happening. And it went up and it created a little offshoot of a leaf. And we looked at each other and didn't even hesitate. We climbed up, maybe head high, and got on the leaf. And we were jumping on the leaf and laughing on the leaf. And when I looked around, it was all of a sudden we were out of sort of the nothingness and we had something. And I just saw everyone's heads turning towards us. Like you saw the same thing, right? Heads turning towards you. And it was like people looking at our packaging and hearing about the angel guided products and how they came to be and what they solve and how they solve it. And they're just like, and that we're creating this company of a podcast. Everyone's just like, what? It was just so beautiful. And it was almost like we kind of held this quietly for a long time. We didn't talk about it with pretty much anyone. We just didn't want to get diluted with a lot of thoughts around it. It wasn't even that it's like we didn't want to get distracted more than we didn't want to have naysayers or anything. It was just more so like, this is our baby and we just need to be with it without having a lot of other voices. And all of a sudden, it was like we showed everyone what we did and everyone's loving it. And we're like, wow. So we were having that fun and a lot of heads turning. And it's like, oh, finally people see what we're doing. And then I saw the shoot go way up. And there was another leaf way up. And it was sort of blocking the sun. And there was like something starting to bloom into the sun. And it looked majestic, like heavenly, like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. And the next leaf was so high, and we were just a little bit trembling. Like I knew I was too afraid to try to shimmy up that. I just had the thing of like, how do we get up there? If we get up there, that looks dangerous. That looks so bright and beautiful, and it's kind of blocking the light. And unless we get up there, we're not going to be in the light. We're not going to see what that bud is. So it was like, I knew I wanted to be up there, but it was kind of too big and too far and like looked kind of impossible and maybe even unsafe. That's what I saw.
Did a Croatian come by and pick us up and take us to the top of the leaf?
I say we go in and find out what happens next.
Okay.
Because we were both kind of seeing similar, like everything sort of is okay now. We've rearranged the soil.
Like we're still flower people. Did a Croatian bee
oh my God, maybe someone flies us up there. That's the only way, Goddess. I don't know how we're going to get up there. Okay, let's close our eyes and find out, how do we get up there? What you see, Goddess? There's a lot going on in here.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just preface by saying that now that we're flower people, like a video game Smurfy world. I'm like, this is fun.
It is fun.
So I just went with your theme.
Okay.
And I saw us like looking up and we're like, how are we going to get up there?
And I saw the exact same thing and we were like looking at each other and thinking
about it. And then I was
it.
like, oh my God, it's not just us. And I saw all the goddesses come and I saw us be like, oh, we can like, I'll get on your shoulders and we'll help each other up. And now we're like a chain of goddesses.
Wow.
And I saw us like on another leaf up there and like, just like in the joy of like, oh, right, it's not just us. Like we're just the start of the movement. Yeah. Anyway.
You saw what?
I just saw us get up, like find our way and like find that there were more things up there. And then we looked out and we're like, it's not just like a single shoot. It's like we're actually like in a whole field.
I had the exact same experience.
Really?
Yeah. So one part was different.
Okay.
We did get up there,
Mhm.
and when we were up there, we were like, I saw that we never come down again. And it was this whole, but there was like tons at that level. Like there was tons of that things at that level, and there was tons of people on that level. And so we were like, we never thought about going back down. We thought, oh, now we can just go to this leaf and this leaf. And there's all these buds, and we were just stayed there. But what I saw was us trying to like lift each other and like whatever. And we're like trying to figure it out. And then I saw us sit down and close our eyes. And we just meditated, and we like floated up there. And then we were sitting on there. And once we got up there, we were lighter beings. Like we were just lighter beings. And like we weren't dense enough to go back down.
Right.
Like this was the new echelon that we now lived in. And so then I opened my eyes and you were still in. So I was like, I was integrating that. Then I was like, what else can I ask while she's still in there? And I said, well, what do we have to do? Or what do I have to do? I keep getting this. I don't like it. You're not going to like it. It's a hard one. It could be one of the hardest ones ever. I keep getting, I need to go vegan.
That's a no. That's a hard no for me.
Dining. I know. I mean, going from like, I went to Costa Rica 3 years ago and like went into a trance for 3 days and came out. I've never been able to eat meat since. So I've been vegetarian for 3 years, which we managed to do because I love cheese and I love milk and I can butter and I can be everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, as you said, traveling with being vegan is really, really hard, and dining is really, really hard. But I keep I'm going to have to go vegan.
You're going to have to do that alone.
I know. Oh, it wasn't a we thing.
Yeah.
It was a me thing. No, it was a me thing.
Yeah. That's definitely not a me thing.
I love food. I used to love salmon and burgers and sushi. And it's been 3 years without any of those things. But like, it's not possible. Like after that trance, and I just couldn't. I look at me, it looks like cardboard. Like I feel like my system would glitch as if I ate this book.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I can't imagine it because I really, look at how big and strong I am.
Especially perimenopausal.
Totally. I work out a lot. Like I love working out. I love Pilates. I love heavy lifting. I love, and I eat 90, 100 grams of protein a day. And how is this going to happen? So anyways, I saw that and I was like, oh my God, she is not going to like this. It's not fun to it's hard to eat out and everything.
Can you ask why?
Yes. Good question.
Yeah.
And is there any other possibility? I just keep getting no. I keep seeing it. Oh my God.
Oh goddess, I'm so sorry. That's going to be a real pain.
It's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really hard. Yeah. Okay. So interestingly, you know how I feel about animals. So in that way, I love it because I do love animals, and I love knowing that no animal is hurt because of my existence, for sure. And I feel no judgment of anyone. Like when I was with the Croatian, I think he had bacon, and it's everyone's got their journey. It never is a judgment. Okay, so why? I'm getting that this could take a minute. It's like there's 12 reasons.
Oh boy.
I'm like, do we do this now? I'm getting yes, they're short. I'm getting they're short. So, okay, there's 12 reasons. One is like my digestion chugging with the density of the meat, like animal protein, like milk and cheese. Second is that I feel like my sleep is somewhat consistently torturous. And they're just saying like being vegan, like I just don't deal with energies coming into my dreams. Third, I see that the partner I have is also vegan, that we live like a vegan lifestyle. Four, that there is a higher frequency that I can stay on consistently, that I can feel an ethereal feeling of heaven on earth. That, you know how like when we used to do ecstasy and mushrooms and when we were younger, it's like being in a consistent state of the most effervescent combination of the two. It's a consistent bliss state. That there's like a sensation that will replace the euphoria that I associate with food. It will be like a permanent state of sensation that is way more interesting than food. I'll be able to be a healer, a healing channel. a lot of the people I work with that are my clients, they have to do really hard work to break patterns, and it takes us 3 or 4 sessions to maybe break something. I would just be able to touch them or send energy to them, and they could just be clear to their pattern. So it's really worth it to free the people I'm going to work with, that it's time to work with leaders that really sit in positions of power to really move things in a really positive way for humanity. And the more I've already learned to channel really clear blueprints for them, but now I can do the actual energetic healing that goes along with it. And I'll be able to like organize the field for their organizations. It's a lot of reasons.
I wish you the best of luck on that journey.
Yes. How do you feel about it? Clearly you're not going vegan, and I might be going vegan, but like that's really going to mess up our dining game.
I don't know.
You're heartbroken.
I have no attachment to your journey, but I will not be joining you on the journey. That's for sure. I just know me. I remember going to yoga training, and they were like, "We'd go vegan for yoga teacher training," and I was like, "It's just doesn't work for my body."
Not one moment in there was it about you going vegan. Yeah. I haven't even asked what you need to do to go do that.
Well, let's ask that.
Okay, so what's one thing that you would need to do to do that?
It better not be go vegan.
Cook vegan food for Sophia every night. I mean, I guess we have to listen.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. I knew that you were going to hate it, not because you would, but like it's really hard to like go to the same restaurants and like that whole like, you know, it is hard.
It's very limiting.
I get it's not true, by the way. I get that there's people around you that have made it limiting, and it's not going to be like that is what I get. I get that it's not going to be limiting at all, and that neither of us are going to even notice a limitation at all.
So are you going to be like a strict vegan? Like I can't have butter in my food at a restaurant?
I'm like 1 minute into this, guys.
We need to know like how strict it is, because it's the strict veganism that it's limiting.
It's really limiting. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Yeah. Okay, so all I get is it's not going to be limiting. Okay. Let me ask you this before we even go in, before we even get the answer to these pressing questions. If I were to find out, and it was true, that there would be never a limitation in a restaurant that we went to, how would you feel about me being vegan? Zero problem with it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I've watched you try to dine with vegans in your life, and it's been really hard for you. And I think they're saying, don't pull that into this. It's not, right? We can have a different experience of this, right? I'm in flow. I'm not dogmatic, right? So like there's going to be, so I'm just getting like, if I'm guided to this, you know how vegetarianism has never stopped us from going out together? It's going to be just like that. I don't know why. We can find out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed to whatever your journey is.
But let's be honest, you've had a bad experience.
Yeah. And yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things when we go out to eat, you're like, I can always find something.
Yeah, but what if that's still true?
Right.
What if that's still true is what I'm getting. Yeah. And I'm getting it is true. So I don't know why it's true. Okay. But okay, so let's find out. So what was our question again?
What's the one thing I need to do?
Oh, yeah. What do you need to do? Yeah. Okay. I just see, I saw 2 things for me, by the way. I saw going vegan and receiving from the masculine. I saw like letting a man give to me and treat me and honor me and just receive, not manage it, not try to fix him or teach him or get him there or all the things. Just like, oh, he wants to offer me this. I say yes. So receiving from the masculine was my second one. And I just saw, the reason I bring it up is I saw something similar for you. I saw you receiving from like women though, and accolades and being recognized for your work. And I saw almost like you more on an award stage, like you need to receive being seen for your wisdom, for your genius. You know, there was a time in Hawaii I was receiving like an award every few weeks, right? Like, and it was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I hadn't expected it. I see something similar happening for you. That all of a sudden you're really seen and understood and respected and celebrated, and you receiving that.
Cool.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's one thing I saw. And I see it's from a lot of women. Yeah. Really get your genius.
Am I eating it?
Am I eating a hamburger? Am I eating a hamburger?
Just got a bunch of beef jerky to load up the car snacks. Beef jerky, beef jerky and cheese and apples. I'm like, am I receiving the accolades while I snack on beef jerky?
Right. By the way, I think I missed one of the reasons I'm going vegan. I think I miscounted because I'm getting another one. You're not going vegan. We are different constitutions. Yeah. I'm getting one more from you, which is to be a role model, to be a model that it can be done. I just got that right now. But I just get that you're a role model. Like, it's time for you to be a role model for people to be like, oh, she's doing it this way. She's doing it that way. It's possible. It's okay. I can do that. Like, you're just breaking the calcified restrictions of the mom norms and the family norms and what it is to be a pillar of a community. You're just breaking the mold. But it's a mold that you're breaking the mold to be natural, and it's giving other people permission to break their mold to be natural and celebrated. It's beautiful what you're doing. I agree. I see it.
Cool.
Yeah. So you really receiving that? I see like me receiving from the masculine, you receiving from the goddesses. Maybe that's why you saw the goddesses, and I saw myself getting lighter, like a lighter vibration, a higher frequency. Good thing all those goddesses could go out for dinner with you. You guys can all go get steak.
Which nut milk are you going to switch to?
Oh my God, I love my lattes. This is the sacrifices I make. I mean, I literally remember 3 years ago getting to Costa Rica, getting in a hotel, and then all of a sudden I had 3 days in this hotel before I went to Nasara, getting to the hotel, and I was like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh my God, I can't. And then 3 days of barely being able to move and just like crawling to the restaurant, eating, crawling back into bed. And I just saw this light coming out of me, and it started from my feet and it moved up and it moved through my whole stomach and it moved. And then all of a sudden it was like, I have to leave this hotel in 30 minutes and I don't even have energy to pack. How am I going to do this? And the angels came to me and they said, just 30 minutes before it's time for you to leave, you'll have energy. You have 30 minutes to pack. You'll be perfectly fine. And 30 minutes before it's time to leave, all of a sudden I had energy. I packed, walked out the door in the perfect amount of time, never was able to eat meat again. Whatever happened in those 3 days, I was a different energy. And I was like, I love, like literally it was salmon burger sushi. Yeah. And now it's 3 years later and now it's going to another level. Oh, goddess, may it be delicious. May there be a vegan chef.
Well, you did actually say recently you want a vegan chef. So listen, I'll never say never. You know this because
what? You're not going vegan.
No, I know.
Okay.
But I never say never.
Okay,
I do.
okay.
There's lots of people who thrive on vegan. You did recently say, you know what I want? I want a vegan chef.
Did I say that?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago.
Why did I say that?
I think because you were kind of bored with the options of
I am bored with the options.
Like eating the vegetable sides.
Why didn't I ask for a vegetarian chef? There's a hint right there.
Interesting.
Right? Because I did want more options. So yeah. I was like, I want a vegan chef. Yeah, right. I did say that.
Remember Ruth from Toronto?
Yes.
And she made vegan food delicious.
Same with Crossroads Kitchen here in LA.
I feel like Ruth's was a whole other level.
Yes, it's true.
It's a whole.
Ruth is in my memoir. I write about her.
The only time in my life I've ever, and anytime I'm in another city, I'm always like, she really does vegan food.
Right.
So well, because you never feel deprived.
Right. Oh, yes. It was delicious. Every single thing was delicious.
It never feels like, a lot of vegan food to me is like trying to be meat.
I'm okay with that. I miss my burgers.
Because I'm not a vegan, right? So I'm just like, but when I eat vegan food, I'm like, I don't want like a vegan sloppy Joe.
Look at when Impossible Burgers came out as I was guided to be vegetarian. You were like, save the day.
Right.
Yeah.
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 My constitution doesn't love soy, so that's really hard for me.
So when I ate meat, I could not eat soy. It swelled me up, whatever. When I changed to a whole other being somehow, I all of a sudden can eat soy all day long. Like
the episode that turned into veganism.
Who saw this coming, goddess? This was not the bud. This was not the potential promise it's about to happen I was hoping for. Let's go in and find out more information. Okay. So what did we get for you? That you have to receive from all the goddesses that celebrate your wisdom and the mold breaking model that you represent. And I have to receive from a man and be vegan. Maybe, and he's going to be vegan and have a vegan chef and the jet.
I'm telling you, he could just fly us up to that top level.
I mean, fair. Okay. Let's find out what else we need to get to that leaf. And then I feel like there's one more question after that. But I get that there's 3 things for both of us. Right now I've gotten received from the masculine, vegan. I got one more. You've gotten received from the goddesses, reflection and celebration of your wisdom. May I go in and see what your next one is? Or let's both go in.
Yeah,
let's do it together. Well, I'll do it too, because then you get something. We'll put those somethings together. Okay. Me first?
Sure.
I saw that you need to get 3 books out. And I saw that your poetry book is 90% done. And don't spin out on it. Just get it together and get it ready to go. It's ready to go. And then I saw like a smaller book that's like 10 things, like 10 tight things, like 10 little stories of lessons or something. And then the other one was more like a memoir, like more like the Blow Up My Life, like the thicker one. And then I saw the curriculum that the angels you've been working with the angels to like channel your curriculum into a journey, and that would be completed with the memoir book.
Cool.
What'd you see?
Yeah, I saw myself reading at a bookstore, like reading the book. And I saw like holding the book in my hand. Then my mind was like, writing the book. Don't forget to get those pages in.
So you saw the book too?
Yeah.
And when you said the book, what is it? What was that?
I mean, I think I saw the thicker book.
Yeah. The memoir one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. How to Blow Up Your Life. Like it was really like the thing that I can tangibly hold that's like, this is my wisdom.
That's right. Yeah. And I get that the other 3 things go around it, but they're almost done. They're like, we have 2 modules left to record for your curriculum. And do you have like, I forget you have this 10-part book or something like ready to go, like 10 tight wisdom pieces. The poetry, I can just get 90% done. Don't spin out on its perfection. Just like, it's beautiful.
Okay.
I mean, every single poem you've ever read is just it's exquisite. Yeah.
Thanks, Goddess.
Yeah, thank you. We both saw the book. Okay, so that's the next thing you need to do. We each have one left. Do you want to focus on me or you for the next one of the third thing we need to do?
Let's go back to you.
Okay. So it's the third thing that I need to do to like be on that new level. Vegan, receive from the masculine. Worst thing possible.
Reeling from this one for a while.
Can we pretend that never happened?
Can we eat some cheesy pasta tonight before this? When does this start?
Not tonight. So let's go out and
I think you have a whole fridge of milk and cheese to eat first.
I really do have to eat my way through a cow in my fridge. Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
What's the third thing? Oh God, is it so beautiful?
What'd you see?
What'd you see first?
I saw you going into like smaller rooms,
Yeah.
like the Heimat, like and really like sharing the wisdom from your books.
Yeah. Oh, I saw the most beautiful. I also was in all these rooms, and I saw the people in the audience being each like there's flowers. It's like the audience was sort of a blur, but then there'd be like 5 or 6 flowers. And when I looked at one, I would start doing a healing or a channeling, or like I'd start working with them on the higher realms, and they knew it and everyone knew it. And it was so beautiful. And I got really moved because like, it's like, can I give like the rant instead of the headline for a moment?
Sure.
As if I don't usually, but like, I really feel like I need to pour forth with this, like, this ability to connect with someone who really earnestly wants to know their purpose or their path or how to get out of this suffering or this box. Like, it calls to me, and when I get to use any part of me to be part of that, it is the pinnacle of my life. It is the reason I've forgone so many other things I could have done. This is where I've like not had financial security, and I've been on the entrepreneurial journey forever and been willing to do it because I get to do this every day. And if I do anything else, I don't. And all of that risk and uncertainty and instability and aloneness and challenges and initiations is worth it because of that moment. I get to use the gift I honed in all doing all of that to watch someone like rise out of suffering or awaken to who they really are. Like, it's worth it. It's worth it every single time. And I just saw getting to do that with no money involved. And the hardest part for me is that I've been guided to do it with money involved, and for a lot of money. Like, when I was first told how much to charge for my first sessions, which is like 1/6 of what I charge now, I could not do it. I fell off my chair, denied it. So many synchronicities shoved me into doing it. I did it against all odds, and I instantly had a flood of clients. And whenever the angels go, okay, let go of all your clients, finish them up, and then let them go for a few months, now charge double. And I'm like, what? Like, this is crazy, whatever. But it's like, it's almost like I've been meant, much like I did with the sustainability movement when we were all doing sustainability work around green roofs and renewable energy, they were like, that's volunteer passion stuff. You don't make careers from it. And I said, no, let's make a third sector of the economy in Hawaii, along with military and tourism, and make it the green business sector. Let's make it legitimate careers. I want a 6-year-old to say, I want to be a sustainability consultant when I get older. I want a path through academia into a career of a whole life of this, and not have to like just keep it as volunteer, passion work or whatever. And I feel very similarly, like this gift has monetary value. It needs to be included in the economy. People should be able to make jobs from their gifts. They need to see me make a job from this gift and live a really good life. You can give up that corporate prison. You can give up that meaningless, paycheck in order to actually have like a legitimized use and development of your gift to actually help people in a way that's rewarding, and you go to bed feeling fulfilled and expressed. Like, why isn't that our economy, right? So I just saw how beautiful it is after all of this guidance to keep raising my prices and keep creating economic value and show that it can be done out of this work. And I just saw getting to be in an audience in a room with a flower in the room that has a problem. And without money, me just getting to use my gift with this person for others to witness and also heal. And I saw me doing it on maybe Instagram Live, like me doing it live where people can witness it. It's like everything's been leading to this. And just the pureness and the sweetness of the non-monetary community exchange, like almost back to Indigenous. That's my rant.
Beautiful.
I saw all of that. I was like crying. I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. It's so full circle. It's like someone who like, really loves rescuing little birds in the backyard and fixing their little wing and watching them and spending all their time with that one little bird. And then all of a sudden everything happens in the universe where they create like a whole like animal hospital sanctuary, and they have 500 of them around the world, and all the animals are being saved. And then like they get guided one day, just go in the backyard and pick up a little bird. And they're like, this is where it began. This is what I've always wanted to do. Like, that's how it feels.
Beautiful.
Really beautiful.
That makes sense. I mean, I feel like we're building this incredible company and this movement, and there's so much, the bud turns into that beautiful tree, and it has abundance, and you're at a level of financial reward and being able to be in the fruits of like your life's work, both of our life's work, merging together.
Yep.
The tangible evidence of success in the 3D world, bringing our intuitive gifts and the divine feminine to a company.
Right.
And then you can go out and use your gifts in other ways besides clients.
Yeah.
Right? It does make perfect sense.
It does make perfect sense. It's really, really, really beautiful. And that was the hardest thing when they guided me to do that in the beginning, was like, but the people, like some people that really need this won't be able to do it. And they're like, that's not the people you're meant to help right now. And there were plenty of people that could afford it that also needed that help. And they turned around and took the guidance and worked with companies with 500 people or 50,000 people. So it made sense. It actually helped a lot of people. But it's interesting. It was almost harder for me to trust that than it was when I was guided to give up all comfort and economic security and live off grid and live on, $20,000 a year and do almost everything through volunteer non-monetary. That was almost easier. But I'm glad I've been able to do both extremes. And it's like almost like now time to bring both of them forward. Like, is that that across the spectrum, everyone that's available to transformation and that I can be of service to that, we're going to be able to connect here non-monetary, here monetary, here at this scale, here at this scale. It's beautiful. Thanks for letting me share. A lot came up there.
Beautiful.
Thanks. Okay, we have one. Did you have more to share for what you saw? You saw me in the rooms.
No, I think that was yeah.
So let's go to the third one for you.
Okay.
Are you afraid?
No.
Are you excited?
Should I be?
As long as
it's not veganism, I'm good.
My point is that after I saw vegan, I was like, oh my God, what's this one going to be?
Right.
I've been in Hawaii for 10 years and my guidance is like, leave Hawaii and never go back. I'm like, what? Right. So I can be a little scared sometimes. I'm like, I go in and I find that I'm going to be vegan when I literally eat almost a whole thing of fat-free cottage cheese every night with fruit. It's so good. Okay.
Okay.
What's your third thing?
You first.
Okay. I saw you up on the highest leaf sitting there.
Mm.
Total goddess. Like more like a flower nymph, like, you know, like, and like a whole lineup of women, every age, every size, every color just was coming up, and they'd come in front of you and you would make like a flower crown and put it on their head. And then you would make a flower crown and put it on their head. And they all walked away like, I've been touched. Like I've been touched by myself. Like I've found me. And it was like, you haven't, like, I've already experienced this, but you just, when someone's in front of you, you do your Anya magic and they are transformed into their own goddess, and off they're on their way they go, whatever you unhook them from or give them or help them see. And I just saw you like, just with each person, next person, and it was just a lineup, and you loved it and they loved it. And
Interesting.
what'd you see?
I saw this like oneness, right? Like there's so, and I didn't see a lot of detail about it, but I felt the kind of, and I've been seeing this for a long time and feeling this, right? This idea of like, instead of it being like so much moving, that there's like, when I bring a oneness, that everything just feels a lot more, and I like am receiving from the masculine, and like sort of unhook from a few places where I'm scrambling myself.
Tell me more. I just get, there's more here. Keep going.
Just that like this idea of somehow being with my kids more and me not moving as much.
We've been seeing this for a while.
Yeah, I'm sort of plotting silently. And I mean, as we talk about it on a podcast, but
plotting silently.
Yeah, I don't know how it'll unfold, but
every time I've looked in for you about what possibilities lie outside of the configuration you're currently living, whether it's soon or later or whatever, I see the same thing, which is somehow this life that is like this week with your kids over in this part of the city and this week with me over here, it goes away and there's a oneness. I've seen it every single time.
Yeah, I've definitely been starting. I mean, I can remember a moment in my closet where I was like, just one closet.
Totally.
Right? One place. Like this split. And there's a lot of things within that conversation.
Oh my gosh. It is multi-layered. You have 3 other humans to think about.
Yeah.
You have multiple homes to think about.
Yeah.
You have multiple school districts with multiple children.
Yeah.
I'm tired already. I just have to go vegan, thank goodness. I have the easy task.
Yeah. But and we were just talking about this earlier, right? And it's the like, if that's the North Star, and I have no idea, and it's interesting because I go like, and what timeline? When's it supposed to happen by? And I'm like, just like unhook from all of that and try to surrender into like, show me just the next right thing to do.
It's the only way. The next expansive step is one of my clients and friends.
Right.
What's the next expansive step?
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard with guidance. Like, it's like, when am I supposed to go vegan and how and why? And like,
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So that's like when
that's what the 50,000 hours gave me. I just get it and go, oh, but that's after decades of not doing that.
Right.
And just running against the wall until I just can't. Yeah. Like, I smashed those circuits that want to know why and how about 5 years ago after 15 years of
yeah. I have those circuits alive and well.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Like, but how? And how does that look? And what does this look like? And what happens next? And what do we do? And
I do not have that.
Yeah.
But I did. That is the difference between the amount of time I've done this is I smashed those circuits. Yeah. I'm really curious about the intersection of what I saw and what you saw because, the books were mapping, me and the rooms were mapping. These ones, they are not different, I get. And they usually aren't. They're different facets of the same wisdom gem, is what I say. So how does what you're seeing, this oneness of your family and you being in a oneness and what I saw, and I think the key is what I heard you say is I need to unhook some last things from myself and to be in a oneness. And I see you sort of doing that for everyone else. Like you help them realize how they can unhook and be in their oneness and then unhook and be in their oneness. And that's the crown they walk away with.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like whatever process you're doing for yourself where you end up in this amazing place where it's all like come together into a oneness, I just see you locking into that process and helping other people accelerate to that process over and over and over. I mean, I do it with my clients. I do 12-week containers now that just unhook and reveal glimmers the whole way along, right?
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. How does all of that feel?
Good. I mean, my mind still wants to jump in and be like, but how? But how are we doing it?
And what do you actually do when you notice that? What is your...
I just try to be like, I don't have to know the answer today.
How does that feel?
Temporary.
Do you feel like you're lying to yourself, like you're faking it till you can make it? Yeah. I get it. I did it too.
Yeah.
I wonder...
Yeah.
See, what the angels are telling me right now is they're like, when you're vegan...
You'll know.
No, I would just walk over to you and I could touch you and I could take that away. I'm not there yet, goddess. When I can't go and sit with you at a restaurant, remember I can take away your...
Right.
How is it going to happen-ness?
Right.
Worthy trade.
Enjoy your vegetable salad. I no longer worry about how it's going to happen. Anyone have a vegan dish over here for my friend?
Who just healed me of my ruminating mind. It's a small price she pays, but look at how happy I am. This is what I've done for your peace of mind, goddess. These are the sacrifices I made.
It's beautiful. Thanks for making the sacrifice.
I'm here for it. I'm here for you.
Thanks. You'll have a hot vegan chef. It's all good.
Absolutely. I don't want my partner to be the hot vegan chef.
No.
I want him to make hot love to me and then go and we have a vegan chef meal afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like him in the bedroom way more the kitchen.
Glad we clarified that.
Just putting it out there. If you're
clarifying for the frequency that he is not one and the same. But he's not threatened by your hot vegan chef.
Right. Not this guy. Not a hot vegan guy.
Right.
There's no way.
Right.
Yeah. He's not threatened by anything. How could he be threatened by anything and be with me?
Vegans in my life. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna need some time to integrate this information.
It's been a big session, goddess. You've gotten some really challenging information.
Yeah. True.
I still get that we're going to be looking at each other going, this never was a problem. You went vegan and it just wasn't a problem. I'm the one that has to do it. Are you understanding?
Yes.
That I'll never have cheese again? Are you integrating that part? Are you so focused on the disappearance of your ruminating mind?
Yeah, maybe both. I mean, I'm sad for you that you won't have cheese again.
I know that there's replacement cheese. I'm going to have the bliss state. The bliss state felt really good.
Cashew cheese is really good.
Fair.
Yeah. I like some vegan cheese.
There's a whole vegan cheese shop on Sunset and Laurel. This is going to be fine. The bliss state that they showed me that I'm going to have, it would be worth it. Like, okay, I say this all the time. Why did we incarnate if we're not having great sex and eating great food? Right? Why don't we just stay up there as a soul? These are the things you come into the body for. And I'm actually saying that when they showed me what I'll feel like when I do this, I would give up the bliss of food for the bliss that I saw. They're right. I felt it. I saw it. I'm astounded by it because what's better than food? Like sex. But like...
Maybe you'll be so satiated by your new vegan lover that you won't even think about food. Right.
I mean, when you are really into someone, you don't think about food, right? What
if I guess he'll be feeding you vegan chocolate and grapes. And
there's really good vegan food.
Yeah.
This is going to be okay, goddess. It's going to be good.
Okay.
It's going to be good. All right. Do we have anything else we need to do to wrap up this journey?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty excited about the glimmers of the future. There's a whole new level calling us. Definitely beyond what I know. I've never felt that kind of blissful, permanent state and all the people that we're going to know at that level and what really coming into our gifts, both of us at a higher level and it being experienced by other people. We've never had all of this. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah. And I think it's happening in the collective. I think sure. There's
a lot of people up there. We were not alone.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people.
There's people already there. We're rising to where people already are.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's people in their own initiation right now, right? That are like,
you're kidding. You gotta be joking. Like people are going through the fire. Like that's why I have so many clients.
And in this new, Christina and I, my astrologer, we're talking about like in this new phase, and when people talk about the age of Aquarius, right? It's that everything we do is actually connected to the collective.
Absolutely.
That we really change from the individual lens to really seeing like
the oneness.
Yeah. the oneness and the, oh, like you're having that conversation. Oh, we just had that conversation. Oh, you're like, oh, you're going through that. Oh, we were just talking about how.
Wait a minute. Do people not have that right now?
I think more and more.
That's all I've known for quite a long time.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess other people, I think that's true. I've always had that. But I feel like it's because I've been in that vibration, I guess. Yeah. It's how nature works. Like everything, when the mind is sort of brought away and we come back to our natural selves, where all the interconnected starts to be a lot louder. And when we're really aligned with our soul's plan, those soul's plans are talking to each other in symbiotic ways like nature does.
Anything else we need to wrap it up?
I think that we can just conclude by saying potential, promise, it's about to happen.
And it is spring. Spring is springing.
And we saw a lot of glimmers that seem very far off and very like U-turn.
Right.
And it'll be really interesting to talk about the unfolding of all of this in future episodes. I love that we got to actually use intuition and connect with the angels like we do. Like we've never done this on camera this way. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, guys. This was lovely. Here's to springtime.
Here's to springtime. Thanks for being on the journey with us. We'd love to have you as part of the ongoing conversation. Join us on our socials at Sofanya Beauty and join our email community at sofanyabeauty.com. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode.